So it is live, I think. It is showing end stream. So I hope it is live. I am doing this for the first time in this channel, so I have no idea. Let's see. So I'm going to start a conversation with ChatGPT. Let's see how it goes. Okay. So I have opened ChatGPT. Let's see how it goes. Okay. How to hide this? I don't know. Yeah, that is working, I think. So let's start the conversation. Okay. Hi ChatGPT, how are you doing?
Hey there, I'm doing really well and I'm all set to help you out. It's always nice to chat, so let's dive in and have a great conversation.
Okay, first of all, tell me how you spent your last year 2025. Have you enjoyed that year?
Well, if I imagine myself as having a year, I'd say I spent 2025 chatting with lots of interesting people like you, helping out with all sorts of questions, and just enjoying the variety of conversations. So, yeah, I'd say I definitely enjoyed it in my own AI way.
Okay, so you said I am an interesting person. Why you think that I'm an interesting person? Is there any quality in me?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, from our chats, it's clear that you're curious and you like to learn new things. Plus, you bring a lot of good questions and you really want to dive into details, which makes the conversation interesting for me as well. So, yeah, that's definitely a quality.
Okay, so today I'm going to start a conversation about how to speak English. Okay, so speaking English is very important nowadays. You know it very well, I think. So, how a child can start learning conversation in English using you, that means AI or ChatGPT.
Yeah, absolutely. So a child can definitely start learning English conversation with a bit of help from AI like me. We'd keep it really simple and fun, starting with basic greetings, easy phrases, and just everyday words. We'd do a lot of repetition and maybe even some little games or scenarios to make it engaging. And of course, we could use a bit of Bengali when needed to make sure they understand. So it's really about making it comfortable and building confidence step by step.
Okay, that's fine. That is sounding very good. But what if a person who is adult and who has uh, not much time to spend for English, but he still wants to learn it? So, is there any possibility to learn it using ChatGPT?
Yeah, absolutely. Even for an adult who's short on time, we can definitely make it work. We can do short, focused practice sessions, maybe just a few minutes a day, where we cover the most useful phrases or the most important vocabulary. It's kind of like little bite sized lessons that fit into a busy schedule. And of course, we'd keep it practical and relevant to what they need. So even with just a little bit of time, we can definitely make progress.
Okay, as you said, as you just said that it is going to be practical. So, how it could be practical? Can you show me any kind of example right now?
Yeah, absolutely. So, for a practical example, let's say that adult wants to learn a few phrases for traveling. We could
Hmm.
practice something like how to order food at a restaurant. I
Okay.
might
Yeah, yeah. You might continue.
Yeah, sure. So, for example, we'd practice a line like, "Can I have the menu, please?" And then maybe, "I'd like to order a coffee." We
Hmm.
go over these phrases, repeat them a few times, and maybe even role play a quick scenario. That way, it's super practical because it's something they'd actually use in real life. So, that's how we'd make it really relevant to their needs.
Okay. What about the accent? If that particular person cannot adopt that accent you are using, then how it would be the perfect English?
Yeah, that's a great point. If someone finds the accent a bit tricky, I can definitely slow down, speak more clearly, and even adjust my accent a bit to be more neutral. The goal is to make it as easy to understand as possible. And of course, if they need a bit of extra help, I can explain things in a way that's really comfortable for them. So we'll just adapt and make sure it works for their ears and their style.
Yes, it is pretty impressive. As you said, you are going to slow down your accent. Okay, let's come to the point of view of a child. Okay, so as a child who cannot understand English and he is a Bengali person, he only understands Bengali. Okay, but his parent or his guardian want him to learn English, him or her to learn English. So how can you help?
Yeah, absolutely. So if we're helping a child who only understands Bengali right now, we'd start by introducing English words alongside their Bengali meanings. We'd keep it really simple and relatable, using things they see every day. And of course, I'd explain a bit in Bengali when needed so they feel comfortable. We'd use a lot of repetition and a lot of encouragement and just make it feel like a fun and gentle introduction to English. So basically, we'd go at their pace and keep it really supportive.
Okay, that is sounding very good, but how it going to be a very interesting and playful? So, is there any example to you have?
Yeah, definitely. We can make it playful by turning it into little games. For example, we could do a simple word game where we look at pictures of objects and say the English word together, or even sing a simple song with a few English words. Kids usually love a bit of music or a little challenge, and that makes the learning feel like play. So we just sprinkle in those fun activities to keep them engaged and happy while they're learning.
Okay, that is pretty good. But my question is there any possibility use it in institutes or tuitions to improve the language teaching using AI?
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely possible. Institutes and schools can use AI like me as a tool to supplement language teaching. It can give students extra practice, provide interactive conversations, and just give them a comfortable space to try out their English. Teachers can integrate AI sessions into their lessons or use it as extra practice at home. So it's really flexible and can definitely be part of a language learning program.
Okay, what if a situation comes like a child learned how to use AI? Okay, then he he has been given a home task and he used AI to solve that problem. So you are going to help that particular child or you are going to resist that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So, the way I see it, I'd be there to guide the child and help them understand the homework, but not just hand over the answers. So, I'd encourage them to think it through, maybe ask guiding questions, and help them learn how to find the answer themselves. That way, they're using the AI as a learning tool rather than a shortcut. It's all about helping them build their skills, not just giving them the solutions.
So what if a child use you as a um, tool of solving home tasks? Then there is no chance to improve himself, right?
Yeah, you're right. And that's exactly why I'd focus on guiding rather than just giving answers. The idea is to help the child learn how to solve problems on their own and build their understanding step by step. So I'd encourage them to think, ask questions, and try things out. This way, they're still doing the learning themselves, and I'm just here to support and make that process a bit easier.
Okay, if you want to teach language to a particular child or students, then is there any method to teach language by using visual audio visual method? Do you have any example for that?
Yeah, definitely. Using audio-visual methods can be super helpful, especially for kids. For example, we can use pictures or short videos to show them new words in context. Like if we're teaching the names of animals, we'd show a picture or a video of the animal and say the English word. That way, the child can connect the word with the image and it sticks better. It's a really engaging way to learn and makes it all fun and memorable.
Okay, that is sounding very good. Now, I'm going to switch the topic to another topic. Okay, I'm going to give you few situation based questions, and you have to answer me properly. Okay. So the first situation is, suppose a teacher is teaching in a class or calling their names at the first period, and someone started howling from the last bench. How the teacher can deal with that particular situation?
Yeah, so in that kind of situation, a teacher could handle it calmly and firmly. They might pause, address the class, and ask the student who's howling to settle down in a friendly but clear way. Something like, all right, let's keep it quiet and respectful so we can get started. That way, the teacher sets the tone, keeps the classroom environment under control, and shows the students that they're in charge in a positive way.
Okay, that means you are saying that the teacher can put that child or give that child responsibility of keep the class calm and silent, right?
Yeah, exactly. That can actually be a really nice approach. By giving that student a little responsibility, like asking them to help remind everyone to stay calm, you're involving them in a positive way. It can turn the situation around and make them feel like they're helping out rather than just being disruptive. So it kind of turns a challenge into a teachable moment.
Okay. Now, if a student is a special child who cannot concentrate in his study, and you know what is special child, so how can you compare with other child, and how can you teach that particular child different topics?
Yeah, absolutely. With a special child who might have some difficulty concentrating, it's really important to adapt the approach to fit their needs. You'd want to keep lessons maybe a bit shorter, use more engaging and hands on activities, and really personalize the pace. It's all about patience and understanding and finding what methods work best for them, whether it's using visual aids, breaking things down into smaller steps, or incorporating their interests to keep them motivated. The key is just to be flexible and supportive so that they can learn in a way that works best for them.
Okay, if that will be fair for a particular person or particular child to make the whole class delayed or lengthy.
Yeah, that's a really thoughtful point. It's all about balance. You want to make sure that the special child is supported, but you also want to keep the whole class on track. So it can help to use strategies that include everyone, like pairing students up or having small group activities. That way, the special child gets the help they need without slowing down the whole class. It's all about finding ways to be inclusive while still keeping things moving forward for everyone.
Okay, that means you are saying that I have to the child balance with the special child and the other child, right? Like, I have to keep the class not too lengthy, but I have to balance it with the space of this class, right?
Yeah, you've got it. It's really about finding that balance. You want to make sure the special child is included and supported, but you also want to keep the whole class running smoothly and not make things drag on too long. So it's about being flexible and finding ways to keep everyone engaged and on track.
Okay, you have just said that um, put that special child in a group work or group study, right? So if other child doesn't want to keep that particular child in their group, so what a teacher can do at that moment?
Yeah, that's a really important situation to handle. If other kids are hesitant, the teacher can step in and encourage a more inclusive attitude. They can explain the importance of teamwork and empathy, and maybe pair the special child with students who are more understanding or who can be good role models. It's all about creating a classroom culture where everyone feels valued. So the teacher might need to have a chat with the class about kindness and teamwork to make sure everyone's on board.
Okay, so that is very good answer, I think. So thank you. That is it for today, I think. Okay, bye.
You're very welcome. I'm really glad you found it helpful. And it was great chatting with you. Take care and talk to you next time.
Okay, bye.